Yeah, man. Good day, guys. Good day, guys, man. It's Double H here, Double H here, Double H here. Yeah, man. I mean, this actually is actually quite a long time in the making, and this is for the Social Network, which I believe is probably going to be one of the contenders for the Oscars, since there are 50 Best Picture nominees for the Oscar. Oscars sellouts. But let's focus on the film, Social Network. To begin with, I didn't want to watch the film. I was like, a Facebook movie, it's a cash in. What's the story like? I pretty much already knew the story via Wikipedia, so I was like, what's the point of even watching this? I mean, what's the point of the film? I mean, how compelling can it truly be? But then many guys on TalkBack were saying it's good. Phantom of Hope were saying it's good. People that I met on the streets were saying it's good. Literally everybody was saying that it was good. But I was like, still saying, what's the point? But then I said to myself, like, you know what? I mean, I might as well. It's David Fincher. Not many good films are out, so I mean, Guy Lamont as well. They're not good films that are out in the cinema. So if there's a film that everybody's saying is good, it's the thing with David Fincher. They're pretty good actors in it. I was like, bada bing, bada boom. And also, I was also interested to see this whole Andrew Garfield guy who is going to be Spider-Man. Again, after seeing this film, in a way, I was actually right, and the film was pretty much what I expected. I very well made. It was very well acted. It was interesting. It was an interesting story, but at the end I was like, okay, yeah, and it was almost like if you were waiting like for the punchline, waiting for something to really happen. You're like, oh, okay. Because obviously, like, I mean, the story, I mean, it's pretty much about the guy who pretty much made Facebook, and it talks about his early days in Harvard, how he began doing it, and the main plot is involved with these people called the Winklevoss twins, who claim that the Facebook idea was actually their idea, but the Facebook guy says, no, played by Miss Jesse Eisenberg, said that no. He pretty much developed it. It wasn't really their full idea. And obviously, there's another guy called Edward Severin, played by Andrew Garfield, who was the guy who helped the Facebook guy build up Facebook. So yeah, that's pretty much the story, it's pretty much like it's one of those things where it's like told in two different time frames. So one time frame is obviously of this guy basically building up this whole thing and basically with the kind of problems that they had along the way with all business deals here and there. And the other time frame is the lawsuit against him, which was led by Eduardo Severin, who basically wants his cut of this whole Facebook thing, and the Winklevoss twins, who basically claim that the idea was stolen by this cat. So yeah, I mean, but I mean, again, it's sort of like it's a very well made film. I mean, I ain't gonna deny that. But it just seems like it's sort of like, okay, yeah, this is pretty good, but it's really, and I think the key thing is, like, I think as the guy says, like, this guy, he's still pretty young, so if this was done, if let's say this was done after the guy was 60 or 70, then then you can pretty much look, okay, yes, now let's look at the lifetime of this guy. And probably in his lifetime, who knows what will happen to Facebook in 10 years time or in 20 years time, because, and who knows what will happen to this guy in 10 years and 20 years time. Who knows, maybe there may be a better Facebook to come. Maybe they will now have maybe this guy will have to now face tougher competition. Let's see how he reacts to a competition to Facebook, like a better Facebook when society changes, or when, because there are trends within society. So I feel that this could have been a better film to be made in 20 years time, 30 years time, because I mean the whole world of social networking on YouTube, of the internet, it is constantly evolving, and trust me, there are 10, 50 Facebooks out there. The fact of why Facebook is famous is not because they were the first to do it, it's because they were the first to do it well. It's the best organized and the most, and it's the one that is the best functioning. That's why Facebook is there. But there are a million Facebooks out there, and trust me, there is gonna be a rival out there soon. There has to be, because it's just the natural world of technology. But so yeah. So when I was just looking, I was just like, okay, yeah, it's like, yeah, obviously, I mean, again, the acting was good. I felt that really the strongest. I mean, Hammer guy was actually good, and from me, I actually thought that they were actually twins. To be honest, that's how good the computer technology was. So he was also interested. But I think really, probably the best performance was probably the Garfield guy. Obviously the Eisenberg guy was good, but it was sort of like it's pretty much how he's really in real life. So it was still good, but it's not too different from how he actually acts in real life. So literally, they're both the same. But it was still good. But I felt that the Garfield guy, he was good. He was good. I mean, because he played a very interesting role of like these guys are best friends, and then once things begins to get big, then that's where the complexity arises. And we have a good friend, baby, baby, Mr. Puppeteer, aka Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake he's not a great actor. He's not a great actor. Yes, okay. We all saw Alpha Dog. He's not a great actor, and pretty much everything I've seen him in, he's been bad in. And even in this, I'm like, no, I'm not going to burn your character. You are Justin. This is Justin Timberlake as your host. Justin Timberlake as Mickey Mouse. But that being said, this is probably the best acting performance that I've seen Justin Timberlake give. Maybe that's to do with because he obviously met Sean Parker, aka the guy who made Napster. But I just felt like the scenes, some of the best scenes in the film were the scenes with Timberlake, Andrew Garfield, and the Eisenberg guy, and just the friction between them. Because obviously the Andrew Garfield guy, he's a bit apprehensive because he's thinking that Sean Parker guy is basically taking his friend away onto this whole crazy route because the Sean Parker guy, he had the whole Napster thing that didn't go too well, so he's thinking that he's taking his friend down this crazy path. But so those was actually the best scenes, especially the scene when they're meeting for the first time at the restaurant table, and also in the mansion, I think in LA. But look, man, it was a very Fincher doesn't really make a bad film, and this film was very put together, good music, good editing, and the directing was good. Especially, one of the standout scenes for me was there was a beginning scene when he does the whole face mash thing, and you just see the kind of the montage of these crazy students in their places, and you just see how they slowly react to this whole face mash in their different rooms. So that was the way that was put together, the way that was directed very well. But yeah, I just feel that the film, for me, something like Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, that sticks more in my mind than this. For me, as soon as I watched it, I pretty much forgot about it. It's not a film that really stuck in my mind. There wasn't really anything that really said, "Oh man, this is a really compelling story." But it wasn't really as hard hitting as something like Wall Street. And also even Inception. Even if I felt Inception was maybe a bit too preachy and too much, Inception still leaves an impression on you because of obviously, it's sci-fi, and so maybe Inception is maybe a bit a wrong comparison because obviously that's sci-fi. But I think really, if you want to compare Wall Street and this film and Social Network, Wall Street left much of an impression. Not necessarily because the acting is better or the direction is better, it's just because the story there was a lot more meat to a story. There was a lot more meat to it. There was a lot more for you to really think about in that story. But for this, is again, I told you, man, this is a film that should be made 10, 20, 30 years in time because there just isn't enough. Obviously the whole thing of the friction between him and his friend there was good, but there was just not enough there for me to say, okay, this film is really, it's just like a good film. This is a well-made film, but really that's it. It's nothing more than that, So yeah, bang. David Fincher for a Batman film, believe.